If Windsor's 950-year-old walls could write headlines, they'd have screamed, "Long shot King turns Garter Day into comeback tour." The Order of the Garter Procession, the Crown's high church of medieval pageantry, was meant to be a polite midsummer tradition. Instead, 2025's edition morphed into a masterclass in royal resilience, PR savvy, and family subplots thick enough to fill a Netflix season. From King Charles's almost defiant appearance to TikTok's frenzy over Catherine's first extended walkabout since announcing chemotherapy, every plume, bow and whispered aside felt turbocharged with meaning. The scene set, velvet, history, and 28 degrees Celsius heat. By 10 a.m. the mercury had crept above 28 degrees Celsius, turning the upper ward into a medieval greenhouse. Yet the knights' companion, some of them octogenarian generals, marched across the quadrangle in 30-pound velvet robes as though weightlessness were part of the uniform. Crowds 6 deep pressed against the railings, waving cardboard fans emblazoned with Charles's coronation cipher. £19.99 at the gift shop, priceless in the Windsor sauna. When the first trumpet fanfare shredded the morning hush, it echoed off stone like a starter's pistol, and photographers immediately clocked 3 surprises. Charles in full robes, not the pared-back lounge suit rumour mill predicted. Catherine's dove-grey tailored coat dress, a new McQueen piece with subtle shamrock embroidery nodding to her Irish Guards colonelcy. No seating cushion for Camilla. Royal watchers had expected discreet ergonomic tweaks for the Queen Consort's back trouble. She chose tradition over comfort, signalling business as usual. King Charles, a walking prognosis. Until last week, palace aides insisted any Garter participation would be light touch. Translation: private lunch, no procession. Then the king ordered his name reinserted onto the walking rota, stripped 2 stops off the route, and asked his tailor to reinforce the robe hem so it wouldn't snag on 4 bruises. Courtiers whispered risk, Charles countered with symbolism. When he finally emerged, the effect was electric: rosier cheeks, springier step, fingers wrapping the scepter without tremor. Oxygen tanks sat hidden in the deanery just in case, never used. A passing chorister later told ITV, it was like seeing a battery recharge in real time. On social media, a 10-second clip of Charles lifting his hat to a group of oncology nurses in the crowd clocked 4.7 million views by nightfall. Caption: Our fighter king. The Catherine factor, elegance meets endurance. The Princess of Wales arrived in a low-profile state Bentley, yet the cheer that greeted her eclipsed the brass section. She paused longer than protocol allows, 21 seconds by Sky's stopwatch, to accept children's handmade cards. One read "Keep being brave," glitter glue still drying in the heat. Catherine tucked it inside her order papers, then performed a textbook curtsy as Charles passed. Lip readers caught the king's whisper, "Good to see you shining." Her smile, half gratitude, half determination, instantly trended under #KateStrong. Fashion pundits dissected the details: McQueen tailoring disguised chemo weight fluctuations, a pale pearl hatband framed her post-treatment wig, drop earrings from Queen Elizabeth II's daytime diamonds set telegraphed continuity. The subtle addition that set comment sections ablaze. A tiny enamel willow sprig pinned near her shamrock, widely interpreted as a nod to late Queen Elizabeth's beloved Windsor Great Park. William and Edward's balcony bromance, and the Andrew Void. As the Welsh and Edinburgh dukes crested the horseshoe drive, William leaned toward his uncle and muttered a crack visible but inaudible on the jumbo screens outside the Long Walk. Edward burst into such hearty laughter that a startled footman nearly dropped the state sword. Within minutes, Twitter sleuths lip-synced the moment. Consensus guess: a joke about their robin egg blue garter ribbons doubling as dadbod sashes. Conspicuous by absence, the Duke of York. For the 4th consecutive year Andrew attended the lunch privately, then ghosted the public walk. A lone protester held up a sign reading "No velvet for the unrepentant." Guards moved her gently aside, the cameras didn't. Camilla's silent statement. The Queen Consort glided just behind Charles, smile warm but eyes scanning every tier of bleachers. Body language analysts noticed a subtle reassurance gesture, 3 taps on the king's sleeve as they mounted the steps to the sward. Rumor had swirled that Camilla felt sidelined by the recent shift of cultural patronages to Catherine. Today she dispelled that reading with one perfectly pitched curtsy to the sovereign, then a broad grin at Lady Sarah Chatto, who squeezed her gloved hand in reply. The tabloids debated whether this was solidarity or stagecraft. Either way, message received: no public daylight between king and queen. St. George's soundtrack and secret drama. Inside the 15th century choir, baritone voices thundered Jerusalem. A gust from the open west door sent ostrich plumes swaying like slow-motion sea anemones. Mid-service, the Garter King of Arms mispronounced the French partner of new knight Sir Richard Knighton. Instinctively William stepped forward, corrected the name under his breath, and retreated. Micromike caught it. Headlines hailed the prince as human spellcheck. Meanwhile, hidden in the chapel's north aisle, palace medics monitored Charles's pulse rate on a discreet wrist device paired to a tablet. Reading stayed steady at 78 BPM. Higher when he's stuck behind a lectern, one physician quipped after. Post-service stats, memes, and money. 112,000 visitors jammed Windsor and Eton rail station, record for a weekday non-wedding royal event. Estimates place Windsor Town's same-day revenue spike at £2.8 million, boost for pubs still reeling from the spring rain slump. The Garter selfie hashtag racked 8.9 million TikTok views in 12 hours, half from US users, proof the medieval chic still exports. The Crown Estate's live cam feed crashed twice, IT blamed plume overload. Meme makers worked overtime. Viral favorite, Garter Barbie Photoshop, Camilla in pink robes, feather functioning as parasol. Runner-up, side-by-side of Charles vowing lifelong service beside a GIF of a Duracell bunny. Why it matters beyond the plumes. Strip away the ostrich feathers and you have a monarch post-diagnosis, a consort shepherding stability, an heir mapping a socio-digital rebrand, and a public hungry for proof the crown can withstand 21st century body blows. Garter Day 2025 delivered that proof. It showed a sovereign literally walking through pain because symbolism matters. It framed Catherine as the monarchy's empathy engine. No palace statement could match her 21-second card stop. It allowed Camilla to demonstrate she's still central when rumors swirl otherwise. And it gave William a global MIC to crack a joke that said, "We're not robots in velvet, we're family." Peek ahead and the schedule only intensifies. Ascot's royal box, Charles to attend one day, Catherine 2, Camilla 4. A mini-state visit from the King of Spain. Yes, Felipe is a Garter knight too. The Wales's headline trip to Canada, Catherine's first long haul since treatment, billed quietly inside the palace as Project Mapleheart. Each event will echo back to Windsor's giant dress rehearsal. If the king could stand tall in 30-pound robes, expect him to keep pushing appearances until doctors draw an immovable line. Final takeaway. For the monarchy's long game, authenticity now outranks opulence. Yet paradoxically, it was the most opulent event on the calendar that delivered raw authenticity in spades: a convalescing king, a chemo-fighting princess, a laughing heir, a steady queen, and 700-year-old ritual reminding everyone that survival is the crown's oldest art form. So, whether you tuned in for the capes, the history, or the meme-worthy micro-moments, Garter Day 2025 left one indelible headline: the plumes endure, but the people wearing them just proved they're gloriously, stubbornly human. Enjoy this deep dive. Smash that like button, subscribe for more unfiltered royal intel, and drop your hot take below. Did Charles overstretch? Did Catherine steal the show? Did the ostrich plume craze peak, or are we just getting started? We read every comment, court intrigue, TikTok memes, or fashion breakdowns, all welcome.